when did you realize the importance of focusing on sales? People just think sales is just something that happens, especially now. It's like, hey, if I just go make a couple reels online or go live on IG, then I'm gonna get sales. Nah, that's not necessarily it. So when did you realize that focus on sales and the sales team is extremely important to success?
Okay, so that happened later. That happened in my 20s. So when I was a kid, even to this day, I'm very like compulsive. I'm very like obsessive. I always tell the story. When I was young, we played Mortal Kombat. I knew every character. I knew all their bios. I knew all their realms. I knew all their, you know what I'm saying? I knew everything about Mortal Kombat, you know. Today, if I hear a song I like, I'll listen to it all day long for like near a week. I'm talking about 8 hours, man. Oh, I think I'm crazy. So I'm just like I'm very obsessive compulsive. Yeah. So the reason why I tell you that story, I'm exiting high school, and you know, my mom, whatever, I was driving her crazy, but it's like Boys in the Hood. Like, get out the house when you're 18, your birthday, like you got to get out of here now because you're just doing too much over here. Again, I was in and out of jail, right? I ended up buying this a pit bull for this girl I was dating. She wanted a pit bull. 2 weeks later, the dog ends up with me because her mom can't keep it. Her mom don't want the dog. She's still at home. I'm researching, and I find out, man, they sell blue pit bulls on the internet for like 10 G's. Light bulb goes off. Bam. You know, if I buy one pit bull and another one and I breed them and they have babies and they got 4 babies, that's 40 bands. Within a year and a half, I move out of San Diego. I'm living on a ranch. I got 18 pit bulls. I got the #3 website on Google, and I'm selling dogs to NBA ballers, Portland Trailblazers, went to go see Kobe. Yeah. So that's where I got my feet wet with it. There was a cat I was following at the time named Roger. And I seen he was just he just had a mouth. This fucking dude could talk to anybody. I was just kind of like observing, watching. And me, I've always been good with people. Me, I've always been really outspoken. Me, I was always like, you know, had some natural sales ability. Long story short, the dogs get in a fight. The neighbors call the police. They say I'm fighting the dogs. I'm not. They're show dogs. I get arrested, and back in I'm pissed off, and I moved from that little town, Kern County, Fraser Park, back down to San Diego. I give up the dogs and I go into corporate. So when I go into corporate, I get into education. I become a career advisor. Crazy. First, and I'm leading up to sales in a second. First month, I'm #1 out of 18 campuses, 250 people. I get more jobs than anybody. I became a director in the first year. Second year, I became a regional. Third year, I become president out of college. Nice. It's a 2-time fellow. Okay. So I had these, again, natural abilities just to kind of get what I want. To interview, I'm selling myself. To get students placed with employers, I'm selling myself. I knew what it was, but I didn't have the intention on it. So I get into personal development in my mid-20s, 26, 27, find cats like E.T., find cats like Bob Proctor, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Tony Robbins, cats like Hector Mark, Tom Hopkins. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The one cat that instilled in me the importance of sales was Grant Cardone.
You know, I have that in my mind to ask you that question too. Like, how do you know, have you learned anything from Grant, and what do you think about his approach, and how does it relate to your approach? So I'm glad you mentioned.
So I used to work in his office in Miami. Back in
you did? Okay.
Yeah. 15. Yeah. So this cat, you know, this cat's brainwashing me in a good way. You know, everything's a sell. You know, you have a girlfriend, a wife, that's a sell. You know, did you buy a car? That's a sell. Did your dentist clean your teeth? He sold you. So I must have been 27. Okay, I'm 39. And that's when I accepted, you know, sales pretty much as a truth. That if I want to have what I want in life, I got to learn this thing that we love called sales. So and I started getting obsessed with it. And then I actually, you know, went from a white belt to a blue belt to a brown belt to a black belt to a triple degree black belt to a grandmaster. And I was doing my whole life, man. But that's when I'm like, okay, I'm a sales professional.
And you know, it's important to recognize that, right? Because I hate sales, but I know I sell myself all the time. Every time I'm on a call with a seller, if I'm trying to acquire their company or, you know, whatever it may be, I'm still selling myself. I want that seller to want me to be the one to own this business. All right. So we always selling ourselves, and we have to recognize that and to be intentional about things that we want to get out of a sale.
Yeah. Selling is life. Selling is life, man.